you'll see some things. You'll think some things. And maybe you'll learn some things. Right here on
Chris Gets Curious. Chris Gets Curious.
Waka 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 Waka.
Chris Gets Curious. Chris Gets Curious.
Bow Bow. A show where I play some clips and I flap my lips.
Why am I the only one that thinks this is absolutely insane right now? The company Ring just made a flying security camera that patrols your house while you're gone. And no, this is not a concept, it is real and people are already buying it. This obviously sounds like it's straight out of a movie, but the company Ring, which is the doorbell camera company owned by Amazon, developed an autonomous flying drone that patrols the inside of your house. The entire purpose of this is that it's supposed to do it while you're away, and it's called the Always Home Cam, and it literally flies room to room checking on all of your stuff. So if you're somebody that owns a Ring alarm and something triggers that alarm, the drone will literally fly to that exact spot and live stream what's there. Did you leave the house and forget if you turned the stove on or not? Because no problem, the drone can just go fly and check. The camera apparently only records whenever it's flying, and then Ring says that it's designed to be as loud as a vacuum cleaner so everybody in the house knows that it's filming. I don't know why I expected it to be much more expensive than this, but it only costs $250 and it's been a limited invite-only release because they've had trouble teaching it how to navigate. Apparently the drone doesn't really know what windows and mirrors are. Ring's founder himself literally said it's an autonomous flying vehicle in your home. There's a lot of devil in the details. So what does that mean? Do we now officially live in a world where your security camera can fly around the house? Okay.
That's so stupid, and we don't need that crap. What are we doing this for? I mean, thank you. Thank you for helping us keep track of our stuff and monitor our homes while we're away. It's fantastic. We need these little flying devices. It's a super awesome, cool thing.
Amazon is coming out with a prototype store and people are losing their minds. It's a mile long and it's 2 stories tall. So essentially 2 miles long. And you get your own personal drone shopper. Yes, it's all AI interactive, which is really cool. It's got restaurants, but essentially you can get anything you want from this store. So it's just a prototype right now, but hear me out. AI interactive. So you just tell the drone, there's computers, you tell the drone what you want. It flies, gets it, and brings it back to you. How cool is that? Even the food, it will fly to you. That is unreal. It's not just shopping. It's an entire shopping experience. You know, I think with malls and everything going away and people not shopping, they need something interactive, fun, cool. I mean, drones flying? Every single person there will be flying drones. It's so cool. But leave your thoughts in the comments below. Would you shop there?
I don't know if I'd shop there. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I'd go to that place. No, but that's not real. But could you imagine, and how far away are we from there? Having a big old store that looks that big, where some drones are delivering our food. It's some mile-long thing, and they got rides and other things along the way, and you get stamps as you go all the way down, and when you get to the end, you redeem your little stamp book for some stupid little prize that says, here I was at Amazon, the place, and then they could advertise more by doing that, you know? Great business strategy. No, but I looked it up. They are going to have some sort of shopping center prototype thing, I guess, going in Illinois at some point, but they said it's about the same size as like a Costco or a big Walmart or whatever. No, it's a mile-long monstrosity. But just wait.
So, although Neil Armstrong, Neil A, spelled backwards, is alien. Coincidence?
You believe we actually went to the moon, though?
Yes, we went to the moon a few times, actually, and played golf on the moon.
Okay.
We didn't just go to the moon. We actually got a little bored and started playing golf on the moon.
But why didn't the flag move? There's like that conspiracy
That was the jump the
theory
chalk moment.
about the flag?
No, the playing golf on the moon.
Oh, okay.
You know, I literally did.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. Whacked a golf ball on the moon.
There's no gravity, though, right? So
There is gravity, 1/6. If it wasn't gravity, you'd just float away.
Okay.
There's no atmosphere,
Okay, fair.
but there is 1/6 gravity.
What's up with that? Is he just trolling, or did he play golf on the moon, or does the moon exist, or have we even been there, or what's the deal?
The Volonaut airbike is the closest humanity has come to a functional Star Wars speeder bike, and you don't even need a pilot's license to fly it in the US, due to its light weight. The airbike is primarily built from 3D printed carbon fiber and is jet-propelled, making it incredibly compact with no danger of any external spinning blades. The airbike is capable of speeds up to 124 miles per hour, though limited to 63 miles per hour in the US. It can also run on multiple fuels. The downside, flight times are currently capped at 10 minutes. Oh, and the price tag is $880,000 USD.
How cool is that? I just thought that was sweet, but you can get it a little 880,000. That's it. That's all. But they make them, and that's cool. And you can buy one of those things. If you really had enough money, you can finally just buy one. You can buy one.
Check this out. Someone just open sourced a software that lets you see through walls while using your own Wi-Fi signals. No cameras, no infrared, just pure radio waves. It's an open source project, meaning anyone can get it, called Review. And it was just published on GitHub. It literally turns standard everyday Wi-Fi signals into a low-cost radar system. It uses AI models to analyze something called channel state information. You see, every time a Wi-Fi signal bounces around a room, your body subtly changes those signals because humans are mostly made of water. The AI studies these tiny disturbances and translates them into real-time 3D mapping, meaning they know exactly where you're standing and what you're doing. But it gets even crazier than that. The software doesn't just track your movement. The AI can actually isolate the rhythmic movement of your chest and read your breathing rate and track your heart rate from anywhere. It could be an incredible tool for things like elderly care and search and rescue, but it also means our physical privacy is entirely up for grabs. Would you trust this technology to be inside your house without you knowing?
Why doesn't it seem like they actually ever use this when it is appropriate to use it for maybe some elderly care or something like that? What's the deal with that? Why is it that you can go downtown, your local town, and probably get some Wi-Fi signals from the city, but maybe not have access to water? Yeah. Not all places, whatever, you know what I'm saying, though. They're doing something. They're tracking us. They can. They would. They will.
What happens when you overlap this shape? Hold on, because you're about to lose your mind. Geometry is deceiving. By moving 2D lines around circles, we can give the illusion that something is 3D when it's really just 2D. This shape in particular is very important. It is a torus. You see the torus shape every day. It is everywhere around you. It is how energy flows and creates reality. Now, whatever way you're looking at it is the right way. It's just a different way that the geometry is flowing. Since it's constantly in motion, the shape is always changing, but it's still the same shape. This is where it gets cool. Your individual perception is how you are going to see this reality. Now, your perception, the more you know about that shape right there, literally the more you know, dictates your resolution of reality. Pretty wild.
Interesting, right? Now the perception thing. You see what you're thinking about or what you know and what through the lens of your experience.
What happens if you grow a plant upside down and shine light from below? Will it grow down or still grow up? We know plant roots respond to gravity. That's called gravitropism. But plants also grow toward light, phototropism. So if you flip a plant upside down and put the light underneath, which signal matters more? I tried this with cotton. The moment I flipped it, the seedling still grew upward. I thought maybe light was reflecting off the container, so I covered everything in black. Still, it refused to grow toward the light. I messed up the watering and the cotton plant died. So I tried again with peanuts. This time I let the roots grow down first, about an inch long, then flipped the plant upside down and added light from below. What do you think happened? I expected light to win once the roots were set. But no, the peanuts still grew upward. This experiment took almost 50 days, and I didn't get the answer I expected. Next time I'll try a different plant. Let's find out together.
Interesting, right? Did you know about that? Gravitropism? Phototropism? 2 new words you can put in your lexicon. Lexicon's a fun word. That's cool. What did you expect? I was thinking gravitropism would have won, but that's me.
You go to the hospital and you're dehydrated. What do? They stick an IV in your arm and give you saline. Well, what's saline? Salt water. So why would they stick salt water in my veins if I'm dehydrated? They're trying to hydrate me. Every time someone goes into the hospital in an emergency situation, the first thing they do is start an IV of what? Saline. Why are they putting salt water in my veins? Because they're trying to help me. They're trying to save my life. They're trying to revive me. You know what I mean? So once I realized that, it's like, wait a minute, like that's salt. So why are they telling me to stay away from salt?
Well, and Brad, if you have a heart attack, they're going to give you 2 bags. They're going to give you 1,200 milligrams of salt. They're going to immediately inject you with 1,200 milligrams of salt, 2 bags of water, because they know no matter what's wrong with you. And like you said, no, if you go to the hospital for any reason, the first thing they do is they put that salt water in you. So even science knows, listen, whatever's wrong with somebody, no, salt water is going to make them better. Let's do that.
It's really weird because I played the video the other day that says the guy was saying something that the ocean and the water like that is like your veins. It's salty and stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, they actually do put saline solution directly into your veins, not into your mouth and then eventually to your bloodstream and everything like that, but straight into your veins. Like we are some sort of salt creature, salt battery, vibrating spiritual something with frequencies that I don't know.
Chicago skyline is 42 miles away from me. Little Google search says that is 1,150 feet of drop that a round Earth should drop to there. The tallest building is 1,400 feet. I'm not saying anything.
No, he's not.
Now, what's Israel? You say, well, Israel is a country in the Middle East, not in the Bible. It is not. It is not. Do you remember when Jacob had his name changed from Jacob to Israel? Israel is not a Jewish word. Israel has nothing whatsoever to do with the country in the Middle East. The word Israel is in 3 parts. It's an Egyptian word. It is I-S-R-A-E-L. Okay? The I-S is the goddess Isis, which is the spirit, the feminine principle in the body. The R-A is the mind. And the E-L is the God impulse in you. Okay? That's what it means. And basically, Israel means when there is a harmony between your spirit and your mind, then there is God in you. That's what Israel means. It's an Egyptian word, and it comes from those 3 gods of Egypt. Do you understand that? Now, you see this E-L? That means the God impulse in you. That's what we call an angel. You notice the word angel ends in E-L? Because it's the God impulse in you. Is that gives you that good idea? Oh, I finally remembered what I'm supposed to do. That's an angel. That's an impulse that comes from your higher mind, from the electromagnetic field of the right hemisphere. That's why all of the angels' names end in E-L. Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Michael, etc. Okay? And that's all it's talking about.
Interesting, right? Honestly, language confuses me. I don't know where the alphabet really came from. Maybe I should look into that stuff. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how long it goes back, and then I don't know where it was transcribed from, and what time these came into play. And there's so many people breaking down words and saying they came from here and there, and I'm not sure one way or the other. But some of them fit into the stories a little bit better than others, and I don't know. All of it's really fascinating, but language is super weird. Super weird.
This experiment started by taking DNA from my shellless turtle and splicing it with DNA from one of my hairless rats. We took their samples to the laboratory where we spliced them together, quickly fertilized eggs, until, after 5 months, they were born. This is one of the first ever hairless half turtle, half rats. As you can see, they're quite large and round, like a turtle, but they look more like a rat. We have to continue to moisturize it, as they're used to living in moist climates. They're extremely friendly and love to eat lettuce. They're very cute. My wife loves them. We gave a couple to friends, but as you can see, let the others go back into the wild where they belong. Thanks for watching.
The turtle rat. At first, I'm like, what the heck? And it's playing that nice music. I'm like, this is disturbing. What is that thing? I think it's like a hedgehog or an armadillo, a hairless hedgehog or an armadillo. Or I don't even actually know what it is. I read a couple comments and they were pretty inconclusive too, but that would gross me out for a second, right? Just greasing up that little thing. It's cute and ugly.
Inside a platypus, everything is strange. Males carry venom glands in their hind legs, delivering a toxin that causes extreme, long-lasting pain. Reproduction breaks mammal rules. Platypuses lay eggs, and females don't have nipples. Instead, they sweat milk through their skin, and the young lick it off. They have no true stomach. Food passes straight into the intestines. When hunting, they shut down their senses, eyes, ears, and nose closed, relying on electroreceptors in the bill to detect prey. And under UV light, their fur glows blue-green.
Yo, there's so many weird animals that can use like sharks and other things that use like electromagnetic stuff to find their way or swim and this and that. Like, that stuff's crazy. I don't really understand that. Something else I should look into.
Watch this.
When sodium hits water, remember sodium is a metal. Not salt, but sodium.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
So what he throws in there, like this says, is sodium, and it's basically a metal that reacts very violently with water. The second that it hits water, it basically starts ripping apart water molecules and has a reaction that is called the alkali metal water reaction. That reaction produces hydrogen gas and produces heat very quickly, which is what you're seeing here is how it starts reacting. And what's wild is that sodium actually floats on top of the water. So when it gets there, it doesn't sink like obviously any other normal metal that you would think of. It sits on top, reacts and pops like that. And then every time it comes back down, it produces that reaction again and just keeps doing it. So it actually can get very violent and very dangerous. So this is not something you want to just get a bunch of sodium and throw it in water anywhere, but it's still really cool to see because most metals you would not think of as being reacting to water at all. They would just go in there and like sink like normal. In this video, you see how sodium and water just do not mix in any way.
Sodium and water do not mix, just like oil and water don't mix. So no sodium too.
Crystal Cave in Sequoia National Park is finally opening again. You probably already know that Sequoia National Park is home to these 2,000-year-old giants. But did you know that there's a hidden world underground that was closed for 4 years and is just waiting to be explored again? The hike to the cave entrance is about a quarter-mile long, and you'll not only get to see where the outside of the cave is, but it also leads you to a waterfall that hadn't been accessible for over 4 years. At the cave entrance, you're greeted by a spiderweb gate that was put there by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. Upon entering the cave, you'll instantly feel the temperature drop to about 50 degrees, but what's really unique about this cave is the sound of the rushing water. Along the guided tour, you'll see stalagmites, stalactites, and many other formations. You'll also see pools of water. But what you'll notice most is the creek that runs along the walkway and its marble bottom. This marble cavern is a half-mile loop that takes you back millions of years, and it's finally reopening to the public again.
Tickets are officially on sale, so check the caption to get all the details.
You wanted to see nature? God's gift to you? You gotta pay a price. That's a beautiful place, and I didn't know it existed, and that's pretty crazy.
Hidden deep in the jungles of Cambodia lies Banteay Chmar, a temple so massive it rivals Angkor Wat itself. But for centuries, no one even knew it existed. The jungle swallowed it whole. Roots wrapped around towers, and the walls, covered in mysterious carvings, vanished beneath vines and silence. When explorers rediscovered it, they found something that didn't make sense. The carvings didn't tell stories of kings or wars. They mapped the stars. The temple walls align perfectly with constellations. Some panels show what looks like solar systems, others spiral galaxies, carved centuries before telescopes existed. Locals whisper that it wasn't a temple for humans, but a mirror built for the gods, to reflect the heavens above. Archaeologists still don't know how they measured so precisely, or why this place was erased from history. But one thing's certain, it wasn't built for people to worship the stars. It was built so the stars could see themselves.
So many old places, dude. So many old places that just keep on popping up, that are just new places I've never seen before, that have the most amazing carved statues of this and that. I have no idea what's going on there. It just looks absolutely amazing, done by primitive people, you know, with chisels and stuff, just because they were bored and they were worshiping God and whatever else, or their God, which was the wrong God, obviously. And then, but dude, I don't know how long you've been watching this channel, because I don't know who's watching this exactly. I know some of you have been watching this channel for a while, but what I'm saying is there's this idea that we've had some resets throughout history, and that there's this idea of like Tartaria, that we didn't build a lot of the buildings in the United States and all over the world, that maybe not including these buildings. I'm not sure what the time frame works out, but at any rate, we didn't build a lot of these buildings all over the world. What was I going to say for that? Oh yeah. I watched a longer clip that was saying basically it almost seems like there's more evidence for this past civilization than there is for like the history that we've been told, because we have all these buildings and all these places that are way older and they still do exist and they're there and we can go see it, and we can't replicate some of these things today. So we like have proof basically, or we you know, we do, right? I mean, some of these things I don't think we can build anymore, or I don't know. They're so insane though. But there's a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that some of these buildings may have been built by a people that no longer is around, or by technology and other thing that has been lost, suppressed, twisted, or otherwise, you know? And one of my thoughts about how they make some of these buildings and some of those carve out some things is it's my kind of idea or thought maybe, or I don't know, maybe I stole this from someone and I'm just saying this, but I have a feeling that they might have used like some sort of vibration or electromagnetic energy or something or whatever to make the rock or whatever they were carving with into something soft enough to be able to be scooped or carved like ice cream or something. And then when they stopped putting the frequency on it, or the voltage or electricity at the right whatever, then it would go back to being hard again. You know, so that they could do some of these intricate things, and maybe they were artists of some sort, or some weird different type of super artist from the past making these things though, and carving them out in the block and the stone like that, because they were able to make that piece all soft for a little while. But just a weird one, just a weird thought. How? Hi, how are ya? Isn't it weird that the face is plain? Sorry to just stop it on you, you know, with the spooky music and whatnot, and third eye and here and whatnot. And these, what's with the fangs? Scary, but the headdress is where it's at, obviously. But the person themselves is very plain, very interesting. even with my thought of that being something that could have been stone that was softened and then carved, that stuff is still crazy. And it would be just crazy if you carved that out of just whatever wood or anything, whatever the easiest thing was to work with. Even if you had to make it all out of clay or whatever the easiest thing was to work with, that would be insane making something like that, let alone out of stone. I just don't get it.
How would you like to have lived in Roman times and use the toilets like this? Cheek to cheek. There's a water channel running in front.
Cheek to cheek,
where
baby.
you would dip a communal stick that had a sponge at the end, wipe yourself. That was what this hole sort of in the bottom is for, to facilitate the wiping. And then you would be on your merry way. Put that stick back in the vinegar and go on. This is in Ephesus, some of the best preserved ancient toilets you'll see.
So I'm always curious about these toilets because it seems like Rome was like super advanced for so many different things, but they all just kind of sat on these toilets. Like, I don't know what it is, or did they find evidence of poop down there, so they can tell that they were people, or is there some genetics down there? We could reconstruct some old people of the past or whatever. I don't know, but is this next to a bathhouse, or how do they know it's a bathroom, or I don't know. It seems like they were just way ahead of their time for them to still just be kind of sitting in these weird things. And they just seem kind of weird for bathrooms. And I don't know how they know that. And I could just be the one who's really stupid and don't know. That could be very well the case. In fact, I don't know a lot of things. In fact, I don't know most things. And that's okay. That's okay. We can learn together, But that's all the weird videos I got for you today. I hope you liked this video. And if you did, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to support this channel, please download my music in the link in the description. So I just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is great, I get to monetize the channel, which ultimately I want to do because it takes a lot of time. And that was, part of the point. My goals are to just be able to do this as a part-time thing and be able to do other real part-time things and then just do this part-time, and because I don't really want to just push for stuff. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I already selected out of the middle ad. So I'm saying don't play that middle ad. I hate ads. I hate all that stuff. Ideally, and I know this is a perfect world, I know this is asking a lot, but ideally, I'd like to just make money from the ads that you have to watch in between there without having to play that middle ad and you guys purchasing some music, because I hate being harassed by advertisements and this and that and being sold some shit. I just want to share some fun clips that are cool and interesting, right? But just saying, I hate advertisements too. God bless and Godspeed.